Ooh, humans. Look at this nonsense behind me. Ain't that it? Ooh. Just checking my tum-tum out. Get yourself all adjusted. Don't worry, doesn't matter you're too fat for this vest. We will be covering it. All right. This thing called love, well, I just can't handle it. This thing called love, well, I must get around to it and ready. Crazy little thing called love. Oh, this thing called love. We're eyes in a cradle, I'm not a little jive. And this rings and it shakes all over like a jellyfish. I kinda like it. Oh, crazy little thing I love. There goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She kills me and gold fever. She leaves me in a cuckoo sweat. Oh, I gotta be cool. Relax, get it, get up on my tracks, take a back seat each eye. Take a long, long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Hey, crazy little thing I love. Oh, gotta be cool, relax, get on my tracks and take a back seat each eye. Take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing I love. Crazy little thing I love. And a crazy little thing I love. And a crazy little thing I love. It's so crazy little thing I love. It's a crazy little thing called love. Oh, hello there, people who may or may not be present here with me now, tonight, today. Hey, hi. Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? I am so excited to be with you here today. Oh my goodness. First, I must give a little bit of a disclaimer. I have been singing all my life, but I, as I have advertised, will be playing ukulele badly today. So all my beautiful instrumentalist friends, please do not judge me about my form, because it is my view as a vocal instructor that people should always approach music wherever they're at, because music is for everyone. Hello. Welcome everyone to this thing I am making. I'm here to talk about, what am I here to talk about? Oh, I'm here to talk about McMenamins. Oh, and me. And we're going to have a bit of discussion and a bit of music and a bit of talk about our local scene, where McMenamins came from. And basically just, I'm making an impression with them. I'm hoping to make an impression with you guys. And yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully they'll get to make an impression with you as well. So, oh my gosh, I think we're ready. I think I'm going to go straight into a little bit more music, because I think nobody wants to hear me talking all day, but I do have some talking all day to be doing, okay? So while I'm singing, in the chats, if anybody be there, if anyone's here listening, will you please answer me? What was your first ever live music you ever went to? What was your first show seeing music perform live? Okay, tell me a bit about its impact in the chats. right now. If you're there. Oh, white. Now, I do use quartz. It's a memory aid. Not that I gotta justify. Oh! Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. When I'm riding down the road, try to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. And not for the one on me, one that wants to stone me, and one says she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. I know you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place and take your stand and take it easy. When I'm standing on a corner that Winslow, Arizona, can find straight to find to see. He's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed boat. She's slowing down to take a look at me. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. We may lose, we may win, but we will never be there again. So open up and climb on in and take it easy. Oh yes, bongo. Feel free to input as you need, little bongo bird. And I'm running down the road, try to loosen my world. Got a world of trouble on my mind. Hey, I'm looking for a lover, but my cover, she's so hard to find. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Come on, baby, don't say baby. I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. Now, I don't think individual romantic love will, but I do think communal love will save me. Oh, yeah, I'm so excited. Hey, couple notes about this. In case you're listening and you happen to be of the musical variety, I have kind of a talking setup set, not exactly a music set. So I don't have a lot of good capture. I will try to keep off of the voluminous side of things, but I do not control myself super well. Not at all. So let's see. All right. Hey, well, nobody wanted to share their feelings there, but that's okay, because I will tell you about my first live performances that I saw were actually with church choir. I saw a lot of different church choirs live when I was young, and that was very formative for me. Now, there are a lot of other beautiful things that I saw early on, but I would say that those impacts from gospel music, from church choir, that those really hit me early on, and that was, to answer the question, the first live music I ever saw. Oh, I'm so excited. Bongo's excited too. Great parrot in the room, and she very much loves to participate in music. I think everyone should participate in music, so I don't shun her. Woo! Yes, darling. Okay, so I'm going to start the talky parts by telling a wee bit about McMenamins and their history, who they are, and kind of why they are relevant to our Tacoma scene. So if I could kind of explain it and sum it up real briefly, I'd say the McMenamins concept is like Harry Potter in the real world for the whole family with no turfs. So like imagine that whole aesthetic of like you're just a little bit confused. Nobody exactly gave you all the information when you first showed up, and the floors are all shifting around you, and you got McMenamins. But again, no turfs. So exciting. So hey, okay. I gotta make sure that I'm flipping through my pictures. Oh, there they are. The Wizard Supreme. Those are I believe that this is in Mike. And I can't say that's Brian, but he doesn't have like a wizard beard. And these are them and the Wentz before times. Hey, this is them there with their crew at the pub that they started back in 1974. Mike McMenamins, who'd been involved in hospitality in a variety of different ways, helped open up the Produce Row Cafe. It was modestly successful, and then in 1984, right? I think we have another one. Yeah, that's Produce Row. Produce Row, not in its Yorba times, but a little more modern. But so then in 1985, Mr. Mike McMenamins teams up with his brother Brian, and they make the very first brew pub of the McMenamins franchise. And just a fun fact about that franchise is it was actually the first brew pub in Oregon. Seems strange because they've always been known for their, so far as we can remember, Oregon loves their beer. But back then it was illegal to serve beer in the same place that you brew it. And so the McMenamins successfully pushed for some legislation and changed all that. Oh my goodness. And now we have brew pubs in Portland. What would we do without brew pubs in Oregon? Thank you very much. So then, I lost my spot. That's what I get when I ad-lib. Hey, and being on the cutting edge curve of hospitality is not a one and done. These babies, they didn't really limit themselves in any concept at all. I keep trying to do the wrong computer. Hey, there's one of their lovely theaters there. I believe that is the Rialto. No, I'm sorry, I'm thinking the wrong thing. That's one of their lovely theaters. They began opening theaters, brew pubs, restaurants, and it all took a huge step up in 1990 when they got the 74 acres to open them up. Oh, Edgefield. Oh, it didn't show my new one of Edgefield. Oh, why'd you get them out of order? I wonder if it has them backwards. Let's see here. Let's suss this out. All right, so we're missing my pretty one. It was supposed to be a pretty one of what it looks like now, and then flash back to this. So just pretend it's beautiful and green, and they already did all the work. So they acquire Edgefield. The property has frequently been described as adult Disneyland. So like start with the air of art and mystery, and then these spa, golf. But none of that is that it's like that. Old timey. None of that thing to me. Psh, reveal to this picture. Pretend the other picture was there before of it being green. It used to be a poor farm. Reveal. Essentially, in the Depression, if you could not afford to own your own land and be a landholder, a landlord, then there was a state program that allowed you to have land to till on the poor farm. And I really, really love about their consecution and execution this very fact. The brothers look at what is present and they're already in the community around them, what is already good, and then they participate in that and then they elevate it. It's interesting the way that people look at culture. They think of it as a monolith, and that constantly leaves people out. So around the same time, though, Oregon was not seen as very great for wine grapes. But Mike was getting the funny little feeling that the North was going to be turning into wine country. He was right. And again, he was right. Idaho and Oregon, growth country, nowadays, everything on the Snake River is considered innovative growing country defined by volcanic, well-draining soil, paired with the high altitudes and extreme short growth seasons produce some of the most interesting wine grapes in the world, And I think that that's what people are really interested in now is a story. So they got the winery, turned into the distillery. Ooh, distillery, yes. This is the old-fashioned pot still where they started, and this one's at Edgefield. They have a more modern one at the other distillery, but nowadays they do all sorts of distilled products, from gin to whiskey, cognac. But that's kind of one of the things is they don't limit themselves in scope. They just take on whatever seems to be sensible. And their brew pubs, event venues, and hotels have expanded like a glorious little mushroom patch. So after taking Oregon, what's a weird little neighbor to do? Well, obviously their brand of authentic will fit very well with the weirdness we have going up here. So they break up into Seattle and Olympia, and then finally Tacoma with the Elks Lodge, which brings us to. Okay, that's a lot of talking, a lot of learning, but I wanted you to know who we are talking about. It's kind of important to me that we hear the stories, and maybe that's why it speaks so well to me, I guess, the McMenamins concept is because it's about stories, and it starts from the stories and communication first, and that's kind of my whole shtick. Okay, so we're gonna take another little singing break, but first, another question for who is hopefully up there in the chat. I will talk to an empty room as though there's an audience. I have no shame in my game. I have no shame. Okay, so do you think that venues should set trends in local culture and art, or do you think that they should simply follow those trends and listen? And how should a person and or organization go about respecting that balance? So if you want to head down to the chats and tell me what you think, I would love to hear you. Should venues set the trends, or should they listen? And how do you go about making that balance happen schnappen? More songs, more songs. I love to sing more songs, more songs. Unta, one, Anna. Two, Anna. I like to load it up beforehand. I play the tabs, and like I could not play to tabs. There's a lot of songs I have memorized, but I don't ever want to stop adding more songs. I don't even really practice. It's terrible. I just do one song through, and I'm like, yay, that was exciting. Let's do another one. So I could have like practiced more. Oh, this is Mumford & Sons. I love Mumford & Sons. Don't get me started on New Folk Revolution, but we're having another New Folk Revolution, and I am so here for it. Roll away your stone, I'll roll away mine. Together we will see what we can find. Don't leave me alone at this night, 'cause I'm afraid of what I will discover inside. 'Cause you told me that I would find a home within the fragile substance of my soul. But I have filled this void with things unreal. Although my character it steals, and darkness as a harsh term, don't you think? And yet it dominates the things I see. It's not the long walk home that will change this heart. Oh no, it's the welcome I receive with the restart. Oh, darkness is a harsh term, don't you think? Fucking it up, don't you think? And yet it dominates the things I see. And darkness is a harsh term, don't you think? And yet it dominates the things I see. Oh, hey, you have gone too far this time. You've had neither reason or rhyme with my stick stuck in the ground, marking the territory of these newly impassioned souls. Ooh, definitely jack that up. Next song. Redo. That's the great thing about performing a song badly, is that you always have the next song to try again. Ooh, Prince, save me. Save me, Prince. Guess I should have known by the way you backed your car sideways that it wouldn't last. See, you're the kind of person that believes in making out once and love them and leave them first. Hey, I guess I must be dumb. Had a pocket full of horses, Trojan and some of them used. But it was Saturday night, I guess that makes it alright, honey. What have you got to lose? I said, little red Corvette. Sometimes I just try to shift it to where I want it to be instead of where it is. Little red Corvette. Maybe I'm much too fast. Little red Corvette. You need to find a love that's gonna last. Oh, a body like yours, I don't be in jail, 'cause it's on the verge of being the sea. Move over, baby, give me that keys. I'm gonna try to tame your little red love machine. Hey, that little red Corvette. Oh, baby, you're much too bad. Little red Corvette. Oh, I need to find a love that's gonna last. Oh, little red Corvette. La, 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 no, no, baby, you're much too fast. Little red Corvette. Oh, you need to find a love. You need to find a love. You need to find a love that's gonna last. Or maybe it won't save me. That's all right. I honestly don't need to be saved from bad music, because that's not what we're here for. Honestly, I prefer to let people know a little bit about me by what I choose to sing, and also that I'm willing to, flip it in public, flip it in public. Yeah. All right. That humility, it means something. It means something. That's what I keep telling myself. Crash. Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bed, love. Some nights I call it a draw. Hey, some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they'd just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see a ghost. Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. No, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore. Well, this is it, boys. This is what are we waiting for? Why don't we break the rules already? I was never one to believe the hype. Save it all for the black and white. Twice as hard and I'm half as light. But here they come again to jack my style. That's alright. Found a monitor in my bed tonight. Stops my bones from wondering just who I am, who I am, and who I am. Oh, yeah, some nights I wish that this all would end, 'cause I could use some friends for a change. Well, some nights I'm scared I forget you again. Some nights I always win, but I still wake up, I still see your ghost. Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for, Lord. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know. So this is it. I sold my soul for this. I washed my hands of that for this. I miss my mom and dad for this. Now when I see stars, that's all they are. And when I hear songs, they sound like this one. So come on, come on, come on. Guys, that is all. 5 minutes in and I'm bored again. 10 years of this and I'm not sure if anybody understands. This one's not for the folks at home. Sorry to leave, mama had to go. And who the heck wants to die? Hold on, drive up in the desert sun. My heart is breaking for my sister and the one that she called. And I look into my nephew's eyes, and you wouldn't believe the most amazing things that can come from some terrible lies. You wouldn't believe the dream I just had about you and me. Called you up and we both agreed it's for the best you didn't listen. It's for the best to get our distance low. It's for the best to didn't listen. It's for the best to get our distance low. Yeah, you're right, Bongo. That was probably too loud. She keeps me honest. She keeps me honest, I would say. That the successful managers would spend some time listening and spend some time viewing what was happening without asserting themselves at all. Whereas the non-successful ones, the ones that the crew really got upset with, would just start flinging their opinions around immediately. I do really think that listening process is very critical. And it's not just listening. It's listening without ego or projections. And that's a type of listening that's taught to, I would say, advocacy and intersectional ally communities. Because everybody comes with them a preset of prejudices of whatever kind. That's how our brain is built, is to build prejudices. So the ability to listen with compartmentalizing any of you, you're going to have them. It's hard not to have. We have reactions. Humans are associative creatures. But to take all of that, judgment, all of the stuff that you add to it and put it over here, and then let them have this kind of empty floor to put their words in, to let them grow the garden of their words without, unwatered by your assumptions, basically. And I do see the McMenamins folks doing that in action, and the Elks Lodge is actually a really good example of how empathetically they approach communities. So the Elks Lodge was an Elks temple, which was really great for a lot of the community, and a lot of people have good memories, but only a certain some percentage of the population, because it was mostly used by, well, it's old-timey, so white men. So they were really the people who had access. And so while there's a lot of this positive memory in the community, not everybody has that. So the brothers kind of took that history head on, and they kind of looked at the wider history. Ooh, I think we're getting a picture. Hey, that's the McMenamins. I should have done already. Hey, okay. Instead of taking the whitewash history at face value, they dug deeper and pulled out stories of women and people of color. And those are the stories that they chose to honor in and uplift and show off in the hotel itself, as well as a variety of tales from local heroes and people who were involved in making everything happen in modern times. I would say that two other things kind of really accentuated that kind of care of community for me in the Elks project. And so first is that there's a lot of features in the hotel itself that are about the team who did the revamp. Like the people who did that process seem to matter to them too. And there's a lot of pictures of, oh damn, a lot of pictures that they took and displayed of the team that was putting it together. And I freaking love that. And then the other thing that really showed me that they kind of get it with culture and how it spreads is the story of the graffiti artists. So the McMenamins Elks Lodge stood empty for a long time. Those of you who are Tacoma locals probably know that it was empty for a long time, and there was a lot of homeless people who lived in there. There were a lot of kids who went through and tagged it. And when the McMenamins brothers saw this old beat up building, they saw it's being tagged and all of those things as part of its beauty. And they actually contacted, I don't think they did it on purpose. I think they contacted a graffiti artist and ended up being the same guy. But the same guy who tagged this building illegally in high school ended up being paid to come back to paint a whole room and then to paint the secret hallway in the graffiti styles. I think that really speaks to an important aspect of reaching out for the unheard, which is not something that a lot of people do enough of. Woo! Okay, where are we at? I'm always be losing my spot. Ooh, I'm gonna record all these conversations and get a little bit more of what you guys are saying. Ah! And it was supposed to cost 18 million, but it ended up costing 32 million. Oh, yes, beautiful. But hey, move back. Your head's in the way. Hey, Harry Potter land with no turfs. Hello, friends. Thanks for coming back. Hello, everyone. I'm going to take a moment to stop reading for a minute and say hi. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, my goodness. These chairs, are you talking about my chairs or their chairs? Ooh, venue, setting up trends. Oh, okay. I can set the new bar. I like that. Thank you for sharing Gato Destroy. I appreciate that. All right, where the heck am I at? It was 32 million instead of 18 millions. Okay, so I'm gonna sing some more songs. More songs, yay! But of course, that means I want another question. So they did all these renovations at an Elks Lodge, which actually belonged to the city. So now we have this beautiful renovated project, but it doesn't own, our community doesn't own it anymore. So my question is, should historical buildings stay in the ownership of the city, in the ownership hands of the community, or do you think it's okay for the city to sell off our historical landmarks and to business interests such as this? Because they do take care, this particular business takes a lot of care for the authenticity of the local community, but the profit still belongs to them at the end of the day. So I would love to hear, go ahead and come on through, baby dear. I would love to hear a lot. Yeah, come on through, my sweet. Just pass on through. Just pretend you're part of the show and pass it on through. Yep, humans all alike, humans all alive. Humans like you, my spawnlings passing through. Everybody say, hi, human. All right, keep passing, human. So should historical buildings stay property of the people, or is it okay to sell them off to corporate interests? Ooh, what do you think? Oh, and while I'm singing some more songs. Oh my goodness, I'm here something just real quick. I'm so sorry. Okay, oh my goodness, trying to knock things over. See, a problem. Just one moment. Yes. So sorry, friends. Just, yeah, I'm just taking care of this real quick. It's just, I've got to, yeah, this song is just a little, just feel myself a little bit more. You know, once upon a time, excuse me, I don't need to toss that over. Propriety is very important. Once upon a time, I drew on a drag competition. I was the best up and coming. Now, I don't have my face on, but I was hoping that I could still play for you a song that I sang on that night. A beautiful song to some ladies I love, some ladies I've known. I like to be a cheesy drag king here and there. Don't judge my drag. This is just that. Ayo, more songs. Get him. Get him right. Get him, Joy. Are you ready now? Are you feeling ready? Are you feeling right? Are you feeling ready, Mama? Are you feeling right? I want you to be feeling ready and right. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a start. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. And if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. I need what I say. Know that I love you. Let me love you. I said that you're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. My baby, I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. Hey, you're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Can't take my eyes off of you. Oh, you know, I love to wear a bit of face here and there. Or just a big coat. If you're feeling a little shouldery. It's an outfit. Bit of a reprise for my friends of a fun drag thing I did this one time at Beyond Camp. Oh, yes, Bird. Thank you so much for that very sharp high noise. I'm sure everyone appreciates it. Oh! Let's sing two more. Couple more. Then we'll get back to talking. What do you think? A bit more singing, then a bit more talking. Bit more singing, bit more talking. And that's how we'll do it. Oh, hi. Hello, Kiroshi. So this one's about my personal work ethic. All right. So if you're a company and you didn't hire me yet, go on ahead. Hey, some people say a man's made out of money, but a man's made out of muscle and blood, and skin and bone. Monday's weak and back that's strong. Oh, you lost 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day, all around, deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. Oh, my soul, to the company store. I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. I picked up trouble and whoa, drizzling rain. That's what, fighting in trouble. Way to fuck it up. Oh, swear jar. Swear jar, swear jar, swear jar. Trying to keep it PG-13, friends. Trying to keep it PG-13. Now where? Well, I was born one morning and the sun didn't shine. Hey, I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. I know Kiroshi is Jesse. I loaded 16 tons of another night gold. Stop, I said, hey, bless my soul. You load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day, older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. My soul to the company store. If you see me coming, better step aside. Hey, a lot of men didn't and a lot of men died. One faced a violin and the other of steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 times, and what do you get? Another day, older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. Oh, my soul to the company store. I know you're Jessie, silly. I know who you are. You're my lovely friends. This is very fun, what I like to do. Think of all my beautiful people in the middle. All my middle people. All right. You're a little stuck in the middle. All right. All right. Clarify. Yes, as a reminder for those who've just joined me. I'm practicing singing, but I'm ukulele. Been playing about a year, but I do believe that every single human being should subject themselves to being in front of an audience, whether or not they feel fully comfortable as a performer. You shouldn't wait until you're an expert to be willing to be exposed to people. I think that that's a fallacy that makes all of us think that we have it more handled than we do. Because like you see me make a lot of mistakes tonight, but people will pay me to perform for them. So if you're a person who doesn't think you're good at singing, just take all of the nonsense and all the mistakes I made and think about the fact that I have won international competitions, right? So it's like, people don't think of singing the right way. They don't think of it like baseball, where it's a batting average. They think if they make a mistake, they're not good, they're not a pro, they're terrible. So it's kind of my modus operandus to be willing to just be kind of authentic and be where I'm at, even if it's terrible. If I add a new instrument, I start integrating it basically immediately. Same with the piano, which you'll learn a little bit tonight, but I'm really just at practice level. So, well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got a feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall on my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Hey, clown, to the left of me. I'm stuck in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle with you. I'm losing control all of it. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Well, you started out with nothing and you're proud that you're a self-made man. Oh, look at you going, you silly. Friends say, I'll come coming this time. You want them back and say, please, please. I'm trying to make some sense of it all. But I can see it makes no sense at all. Is it cool to go to sleep on the floor? Cause I don't think I can take anymore. Hey, clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. But I'm stuck in the middle with you. Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the steps. Now cars to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Well, stuck in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle with you. Okay, there's that. So let's read some answers. The guest appearance by Bongo can match smart birds that have been taught language. So I'm teaching her a bit of music, but mostly what you'll get from her is her creative, sharp, ear-piercing, splitting. Call it the butt pucker. So my answer is, as always, to the question. Let's reiterate the question since I've been running my mouth for a long time. So, should historical buildings stay in the ownership of the city, or should they be allowed to be sold off? So my answer is, as always, or as most times, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. So the Elks Lodge was a beautiful piece of history and something that many of the city's citizens had memories in. But with a housing crisis and transportation issues and social justice issues, and then that whole opioid crisis that got all up in Tacoma, just like it did in the rest of the country, by spending the level, like I said, so it was projected at $18 million, $2 million, and then it ended up costing more than that. So like, imagine you are a city and you budgeted for 18 million. By that point, if it doesn't work, you're just kind of hosed and it hangs in the balance. And they just are not willing or able to spend that kind of cash on something that's kind of, in their eyes, historical. So businesses use their resources to invest in the future, and arguably having our city investing in our artistic future in such a way that McMenamins did could bear a lot of fruits for us. And I really do want to spend a lot of advocacy time getting cities to actually spend city dollars to invest in those projects. But that's not always the best way to do it because our city doesn't have every kind of specialization. And for like the restaurant industry, McMenamins has a very good specialization for getting participation from the community and being authentic to local culture, which especially little places like us that like to focus on our local business, we really give a crap about that stuff. we would have ended up with an underfunded museum. So this ends up bringing tax revenues and jobs, which of course is good, but also it, to fund those art projects I spoke of. But those same arguments have been used to kind of sell the farm to corporations all the time. So I'm usually pretty suspicious of that kind of justification. But I think that Tacoma did it pretty smart. So they handed over control to the business conditionally, and this separate element, the Spanish Steps highlights something kind of that I think about how they did well. So the Spanish Steps, they were built in 1916 and modeled after the famous Spanish Steps in Rome. And they're also relevant to citizens who've been living here a long time and have had it as a connective pathway between the upper and lower parts of the city, and also as a very important hiking walkway pathway. Everybody who lives in that area, it's a pass through, and it's really critical to them. So when the city was working on this project, they retained ownership of the steps themselves. And McMenamins is allowed to operate on the Spanish Steps. Like there's the Spanish ballroom and the Spanish restaurant, which operates on the patio, but they can't interfere with any public use. So you can do photography out there. You can, run right through their restaurant. So I think that they really, if you can look closely at what each party actually needs and think about it more out of the box instead of in your pre-formed everything, I don't know. I just think that goes a little bit better. A little bit better. Yeah. I'm going to sing yet more songs. I try to talk a little and sing a little so that you just don't have to sit here and deal with me talking forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So I thought that since I brought you all here to my private personal YouTube, which has some passive-aggressive X things on here, that I would sing a lovely song for those gone by. Right? That's what we'll call it. Those gone by. Those gone by. One is a nice one for those gone by, and one's a less than nice one for those gone by. Those gone by. For lovers I've had and lost. Come on. Scroll down. Scroll down, silly Willy. There it goes. You've been gone. And I'm gone, and it's like I got a great big mouthful of copper oil. Well, I'm feeling like I stuck my hand inside a blender and I turn it on. I've been in a buttload of pain since you've been gone. Since you've been gone, I couldn't feel any worse if you dropped a tooth on bowling ball on my head. Since you've been gone, it couldn't hurt anymore if you shoved a red cactus up my nose. Oh, since you've been gone, well, it feels like I'm getting tetanus shots every day. Since you've been gone, it's like I got an ice cream headache that won't go away. Ever since the day you left me, I've been so miserable, my dear. I feel almost as bad as I did when you were still here. Woo-woo. I want to add that. That was so off key. Let's do it at the end again. Let's try to do that. Woo! I feel almost as bad as I did when you were still here. Sometimes you improve something by not adding something stupid. Oh my goodness. That one was for people I don't respect that came before me. And this is for people I do respect that came before me. You got to treat them a little bit differently. I will say, different communities and different people had different feelings about this musical. It is in no way perfect. And one of the things that I would love to do if I had events such as Hamilton showings or Rocky Horror Picture Show that have a context and history, I would love to present space for the conversation so that people can still, there's certain things that don't really fall off our map as something good to participate in. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be considering the conversation. Keeping a bad home while her husband is away. She's on the British side in Georgia, trying to keep the colonies in life. Well, he can keep all of Georgia, Theodosia, she's mine. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. Days and the days and the days, and we keep living anyway. We laugh and we cry and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm by the side, so many have tried, hey, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. The forefathers were the fire and brimstone preachers. But there are things that the homilies and hymns won't teach us. My burly mother was a genius. My drag father commanded respect. When they went, they left no instructions, just a legacy to protect. And death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes. We keep loving anyway. We rise and we fall and we break and we make mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm still alive, and everyone who loves me is died, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. I am the one thing in life I can control. I am inimitable. I am an original. I'm not falling behind or running late. I'm not standing still, I'm lying in wait. Hamilton faces it endless uphill climb. He has something to prove, he has nothing to lose. Oh, his pace is relentless, he wastes no time. What is it like in their shoes? Oh, they do not hesitate, they exhibit no restraint. You take and you take and you take, and you keep living and winning anyway. Changes the game, raises the stakes, and you say, and if there's a reason he seems to thrive, and so fearless survives, and God dang it, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. But life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason so few survive and I'm still alive, I'm willing to wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. So I told you a lot about what McMenamins doing. But we here in Tacoma, we're not being Mr. Susie Slacker. Apparently we're Mr. and a lady. That's fine. We're very genderqueer here. We were being Mr. Susie Slacker while they were over there innovating all that Oregon, because we have a lot more to note in the music scene than many people realize. So first off, you may not know this. Oh, wait, did we answer our questions? Did we ask questions? Did we answer them? What on earth questions did I ask? Maybe I didn't ask any. No questions. No questions, please. Anyway, so you may not know this, but Tacoma is arguably the birthplace of garage rock. So the Community World Theater had a short tenure, but during its time, it featured Skid Row, Pencat Chew, Ted Ed Fred, Bliss, and on March 19th, in 1988, members from each of these bands came together to perform right here in Tacoma for the first time ever. The kind of slippery, timey-wimey music history claimants. The first garage band. By nature of its art form, it's difficult to tell. But they are cited as a major influence to the Eagles of Death Metal, Kurt Cobain, and the White Stripes. We've also got the Fabulous Wailers. Bing Crosby was actually born here. And we got Neko Case, who was from all over, but wrote... Bongo, please stop. But considers Tacoma her home. So she recorded tunes like South Tacoma Way and Thrice All American, which captured the pride, hopefulness, and hopelessness of kind of the urban decay that embodied Tacoma in the late 90s. So it's not just the music scene where Tacoma has a lot of roots. We also have a few respectable theaters that are operating today. The Pantages Theater. Pantages. Ooh, so shiny. That's a vaudeville theater, my friends. I was actually surprised to learn how much cabaret and vaudeville history Tacoma has. So it started by the theater mogul who's out of Seattle, Alexander Pantages, and reportedly with his mistress, Klondike Katie. This is Klondike Katie. And she was a vaudeville performer who worked in saloons, and she was an erotic dancer who catered to folks during the gold rush. She spent some time up in Dawson, Alaska, and got a ton of marriage proposals, but she saved herself for Alexander Pantages, who reportedly let her invest, stole her fortune, and let her die penniless. Oh, that made me so mad to learn. Yeah, getting all butthurt over history. So they say that a ghost haunts the Pantages Theater. They don't know if it's his or hers. Then we've got the Rialto, the Tacoma Dome, now the Alma Mater, and of course, like art and culture-wise, there's a lot of other things we can't that everybody knows about. But I also want to hit a nod towards the local foodie scene being pushed by our local dive bars, which I think has been getting us a lot of credit, especially from the food blogs up in the Seattle area. Combine all that with a housing crisis that's pushing people out of California and out of Seattle, and we kind of have this perfect storm for excellence here in our fair city, in this little corner of South Sound, and I think it's just going to keep going. But my question is, as the whole city starts to rise a little bit, we're going to sing some more songs again. And so I have another question. We didn't have one last time. I suck. How can we ensure that performers and artists get access to the success that comes with business renaissances? How do you think we should go about making sure that they get their cut of the pie that comes from that? Enter in the chats for me, my good friends. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm recording all this stuff because I want to read about you and read about your thoughts afterwards. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so now I'm going to play a little bit of piano. You especially don't have to judge me. I know I haven't been exactly like... Oh my God, she is. She actually prefers she sings in B a lot. She likes A major, and she'll do D major. And if I play a D, she doesn't always sing D, but she'll sing like this is a major third and a major fifth. She'll sing something harmonic. It's actually kind of fascinating. I do not, my lovely fiance has taken her away because I don't exactly want people to have the piercing in the soul notes, but yeah. F7. Call me, any time. Call me, call me, any day on day. Call me. Oops, that's why. There we go. D7. Ooh, it's supposed to be jazzy, not silly. Cover me with kisses, darling. Cover me with light. Enroll me in these endless sheets. I cannot get enough. Illusions come at the light. Cover up love's liver. Call me, call me, anytime. Call me, alive. You can, when you're ready, we can share the wine. Call me, call me, call me. Oh, call me. Call me. Still working on that. Jazz. I know Postmodern Jukebox already did a jazz version of Blondie's "Call Me," but I do not actually appreciate all the way their rendition. I love so many of their versions, but yes, I'm gonna have to work on that. So that's a lovely little version I like to do. This next one, so you know most of these tunes, so I didn't really announce them because they're all covers. But this is a cover of a local band from Spokane, so I'm going to shout them out. It is a Carrie Fly band. I think that it is definitely fiscally important to be, and also culturally important to bringing in touring acts and acts from all over the place. But I think it's very important to stay in our roots and take care of our local folks. This is called Rockabye by Carrie Fly. If I gave my all, and that was all I had. Whoa! If I did my best, hey, I didn't do half bad. If I trade my love for freedom, then freedom's what I love. If you don't love the life you live a lie. If you won't rise up off the ground, you'll never fly. If you won't miss me when I'm gone, well, honey, I won't say goodbye. I'll just rock by. Oh, I'll just rock by. I'll just rock my blues Woo! If you sing from your heart, then you always, it's a good time for this verse, then you always sing true. If you win from the start, if you win from the start, honey, you can never lose. And if I trade my love for freedom, I keep jacking this up. And if I trade my love for freedom, then freedom, what I love. If you lie, if you off the ground, if you won't miss me when I'm gone, honey, I won't say goodbye. I'll just rock the oh, I'm gonna rock the bag, gonna rock my blues away. Rock my blues rock my blues away. I did the last chord right. If you're gonna biff it, try very hard to do the last chord just there. And then because people tend to remember what you do last, you're just like, or like say you do it sour, restate. Perfect ending. Stick the landing. Yeah, not really. But have faith. Have faith in yourself. Oh my goodness. Let's check out the chat and see what you guys think about that. Oh, you enjoyed the bluesy feel to the song. Yeah, I like that. So color me your color. If I were doing it, it's normally a D minor. I turned it into a D minor 7. Just kind of a little, sits the half step right before the eventually I want to be like just laying on the piano, just be like yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No. But I will say that to answer my own question, because I am perfectly happy to discuss with myself, I am quite interesting. So the ways that we can make sure that the artists get a piece of that pie is to hold the businesses to accountability, hold them to a higher standard, and then also to follow and invest in our visionaries, allowing artists to create and supporting them in those creations. Because weirdos like this, if you think about it, all of this business shtick that I'm talking about started with a couple of artists who had weird visions. Like these guys, they're obsessed with artistic light. There's a lot of things that are really quirky and artisty about them. I think if we have a little bit of faith in our visions, it's another reason why I really wanted to do this today. I'm not particularly good at ukulele. And I couldn't really do a bunch of karaoke tracks because YouTube's gonna get on me about, you know, nonsense. But I really wanted to be honest and straightforward and vulnerable with a group of people, and I really wanted to believe in the way that I communicate and hope that it inspires McMenamins to also believe in the way that I communicate. So this is my favorite part because we're going to talk about the event ideas and things that I want to do. And the first one that's been just murdering my brain is that I would really love to have a time traveler's tea. I think this would work really good at McMenamins in particular because they have a lot of good desserts that their chefs come up with, but there's like only like 2 to 4 at every floor. And so nobody who's particularly about desserts goes to McMenamins for our, but like they're doing, like the Spanish ballroom puts out brunch specials, not the ballroom, excuse me, the Spanish bar, which is outside the Spanish ballroom, puts out, not only do they have their own set of desserts, but they have every brunch a brunch dessert based on Spanish, French patisserie. And then the different bars that are inspired by the different things have different angles of how they aim. Like down in the bottom bar, an old hangout is like a rum bar, has a lot of Caribbean, and not supposed to be like necessarily thought of as the rum bar, more like the world's travelers bar, but it has a lot of those flavor palettes mixed in, and they do a very different set of desserts than they do on any other floor. So I would love to get just like one ticket price where you go and you get endless tea, which you get good, so locally sourced tea, Tao of Tea, I think is who they use, if I remember correctly, the Tao of Tea. And they could get people bottomless tea and bottomless desserts. You come in your fancy dress, and we have like a 4-piece string set playing, like, you know, like Bridgerton does, different hits throughout the soundtrack, throughout the ages, with different string instruments. I love covers done out of genre. It makes me very happy. So yes, and then I think we should also have a promenade because those lovely Spanish steps that I talked about. Oh, we're still on Katie. I like Katie. Do you have any more to see? No, we can just leave it on her. I like you. I'm sorry you did you dirty, baby. But what was I saying? So they got those lovely Spanish steps that we can promenade up and down, do a costume competition, be lots of fun. And then also, I don't think they're doing enough craft fairs, mini gaming conventions, or like artist halls to hook up with local businesses. That's something that can be hugely profitable for the venue, that are also a heck of a ton of fun for people. Trivia nights, yes. And Murder Mystery Theater. So Murder Mystery Theater, but like blown up to 1 million. I keep contemplating about some murder mystery theater stuff. I know a lot of local improv theater folks. I'm thinking about Violet DeVille. I'm thinking about a lot of people. And I'm thinking about like Missoula, Montana has this lovely, Missoula, Montana, excuse me, has this lovely little convention, and they did a con-wide game for their Cthulhu-themed convention that that has really inspired me to do a lot more. It's very difficult. Con-wide games, much like MMORPGs, I don't know if you're familiar, online platform games that have a lot of people. It's very difficult to write plot for that, but I've always been fascinated in games that are built for large groups of people like that. And I think that we could do that really easy in the McMenamins Temple. Imagine that you're all coming in different who shot who in the theater with this, and having to figure out the mystery and traipsing about all the different locations, trying to find clues. We could have the staff give minor clues. I'm not going to expect them to have an acting degree, but hire a couple of actors to bolster your staff, doing little clues that they give out at different locations. I think it could be just a world of fun. Ranting I am, just kind of ranting. But I would also I think they do this some, and I think they have some historical events that involve discussion, but I would love people to think of social discourse as something that they craved and wanted to come participate in. We have a lot of divisive rhetoric in a lot of different pushing nowadays, so I'd really love to get people talking, debating, getting used to disagreeing, and moving forward. So there's the type of things that I think about. I'm thinking about pajama parties. I'm thinking about putting baby in the corner. I don't see any reason why McMenamins doesn't do in Dirty Dancing, how they have talent shows. and different like dancing instructors that you can just have on site. I want to bring in aerialists. I would love to bring in just burlesque performers to teach people about how to move and shake. I think there's no reason why we could not be collaborating with local subcontractors to bring in all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I don't think I need to keep ranting about that, but I will say that there's a lot more with digital outreach that I would love to do. I see that McMenamins has a lot of great product on their YouTube channel, but not really a lot of engagement with it. And I wonder why that is. And I would love to have a lot more stuff like this, where you're sitting there and I'm sitting there. Maybe if I were to get this job, I'd probably do once a week or once every other week where I'm just like, hello, it's Abbie. I'm doing stuff. Where it's just like an afternoon meeting on Fridays or every other Fridays to be like, how are you? How are you? How have you been? So what do you think? What do you think? Sound stupid? Sound great? Sound terrible? Sound awesome? Sound like they need to hire me? That's what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say, woo, hire Abbie. That's basically it for me today, friends. I really appreciate you coming out. I wanted to give an opportunity, I guess. I hope that I have a good shot. I have a lot of different reasons why I think I have a good shot. And I wanted to start, if I do get this opportunity, with a conversation with my local community. And I also wanted to get the opportunity to sort of demonstrate the way that I can come across in a digital space and to demonstrate my knowledge of the brand and their priorities and sort of exemplify my own features. So I'm going to leave you with one more song because I love them so much. One more song. I'm going to murder my way through one more. Are you ready? You've been so patient with me. Beautiful humans. Thanks again for coming out. There have been a lot of people who've given me a lot of reasons to believe over the years. And a lot of businesses who've left me feeling really sore. So I guess my takeaway for this application is that I would be very proud to be part of someplace my heart could be happy. I've just spent a lot of time making money for a lot of people who really did not deserve it. Just give me a shot. I'm happy to make you a whole bunch of money while keeping all of our souls intact. Reasons, giving me a million reasons, about a million reasons. If I had a highway, I would head for the hills. If I could find a dry way, I'd forever be still. But you're giving me a million reasons. Give me a million reasons. Giving me a million reasons. About a million reasons. I bow down to pray and try to make the world seem better. Lord, show me the way to cut through all this worn out leather. I've got 100 million reasons to walk away. Maybe I just need one good one to stay. Head stuck in the cycle, I step off and I stay. It's like I stop breathing but completely away. You're giving me a million reasons, about a million reasons, giving me a million reasons. If I say something that you might even mean, it's hard to fathom which parts I should even believe. But you're giving me a million reasons, about a million reasons, giving me a million reasons, about a million reasons. I bow down to pray and try to make the world seem better. Lord, show me the way to cut through all this worn out leather. I've got 100 million reasons to walk away. Maybe I just need one good one to stay. Oh, baby, I'm bleeding, bleeding. it hard to keep the faith. Baby, I just need one good, one good, one good, one good, one good, one good, one. Even out to pray, try to make the world seem better. Lord, show me the way to do all this word out there. I've got 100 million reasons to walk away. Baby, I just need one good one. Tell me that you'll be the. But thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you very much for supporting me in my ridiculous endeavor. Like I did state before, I don't have an email. I don't have a place to call. So I'm like, I really want to shake their hand. I guess I'll just have a whole event about it. I'm a bit extra. It is true. But they take me as I am, or they can leave me and hire someone else. So hopefully I will be come to you soon. Oh, yeah. That sounds great. Yes, absolutely. Hire me. Oh, you're beautiful. You're all beautiful. Thank you so much for coming by. Oh my goodness, that was my silly little timey-wimey, bring it back. McMenamins! Oh, you can't see that at all. A glowing white screen. The end. See you guys next time.